Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday the 17th of May and once again we have mods rising from the ashes. Kind of makes sense with the thumbnail. We have, well, there's a couple of updates today, but I think it might only be one because I can only find one in the mod hub. But the updates are as follows. On the left, the Tlx 48-foot tanker trailer by 82 Studio, and then on the right, the i4 Williams TT3621 by AgraZ. Now, the i4 Williams is the one that wasn't showing up in the mod hub as having been updated, so I don't know. The Tlx 48-foot tanker trailer definitely has. Starting off then, we have got the Stoll Bale Stacker Hitch. This is by EquipeModding. 2.43 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. You'll find this under front loader attachments. It's a bale stacker with an extension on it so that you can get extra reach to get bales even higher if you want to put them on the roof or something like that. 2,500 to buy. Requires a front loader arm obviously to attach onto the front. Main colour, anything on that pallet. That's it. Slot count, did I say what slot count was? Yeah, 3 slots. We'll hook it up. Regular raise on your front loader. And then I'm going to open the help menu. So I remember R1 and right stick side to side. Let's go that way. Gives you extra extension on top of. Now, obviously, if you're going to put a bale on that, you're probably going to want a rear weight because that's a lot of extra height and there'll be a lot of weight over that whole section, but there you go. The Stoll Bale Stacker H by EquipeModding. Next, we have got the Bale Fork with 3-point hitch by RL Modding FSI Group. 1.01 megabyte download, 1 slot on console. This is what it looks like. Actually, what I will do, I think, is put it onto the back. Not that it makes any difference, it will go on a 3-point link, but generally speaking, a rear 3-point link is designed to carry more weight. So, that's what it looks like. You'll find this under baling technology. We'll have a look at it first because I want to explain something about it. Under baling technology, there you go. You buy it like that, 1 slot, 8 grand. Options available, standard, we can have case, John Deere, Fendt New, Fendt Old, New Holland, New Holland 2, Class, JCB1, JCB2, back to standard again for your colours so you can match them up to other vehicles. Obviously this could be used with, if you've got various different adapters, you could use it with that. So it comes 8 grand for the combined package. However, if I go into garage now, you'll see here under my garage menu they are sitting as separate, so you could sell one or the other independently if you wanted to, because they do detach. L1 and circle lowers the whole assembly. If I now go to the rear one and detach, I can take it off, which can actually make putting bales on a lot easier. If you want to put 2 bales on first, then come and hook up, then hook on another 2 bales and go. You absolutely can, but you don't need to do that if you don't want to. It's going to be another one of those ones that's going to require a bit of finesse and a bit of practice and that kind of thing. L1 and circle, hang on, go to the right one, there we go. L1 and circle raises and lowers the whole assembly, but then L1 and right stick side to side gives us a bit of manual adjustment up and down and kind of tilt as well. And if I go R1, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, R1 and then right stick side to side, I can raise and lower that rear section independently, it says. No, up and down, there we go. We can raise and lower that independently, plus we've got some tilt on that as well. So what you can do, if you don't want to detach the whole thing, is put your first 2 bales on the bottom section, then bring that whole lot down, then put the next lot in, and you know, you can have a fiddle around with it. It's just got a few different options which might make life a little bit easier for transporting multiple bales. If you put that right up out the way, then lower that down, It's designed for round bales, but it probably will take square bales on it. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, apart from the fact you've got that hydraulic ram on the bottom one, which might be a little bit of a problem with a square bale, but the rear one doesn't have that, so you could probably get one on there. There's no straps or anything like that. That's it. That's what it does. That's the bale fork with 3-point hitch by RLModding FSI Group. Moving on. We have this fence 2 meter, 2.1 megabytes download, 2 slots for the fence panel, 1 slot for the post. This is by xBlazejeWx. Quite narrow, so joining these up on console will be fairly tricky because obviously when you come to place them you can only zoom in so far, so it could be a little bit tricky. Nicely made, nicely detailed. You'll find them under placeables and decoration. 500 for the fence panel 2 meter and 100 for the post. That's it really. That's the fence 2 meter by xBlazejeWx. I say French because the next one is the French Workshop Pack. 4.78 megabytes download. This is by Sphinx. It's 26 slots for the first one and 30 slots for the second one. The reason being the second one has got a pit as well. These are very nicely detailed. I really like the texturing and stuff on these. Open the door. What's also nice is for idiots like me, what they've done is they've marked on the floor these points, so you know if I go to there, that's where the light switch is. Brilliant. Your trigger's just there for selling, customizing, repairing, like so. So that's the standard one. Lighting's very bright, very nice indeed. If we go to the next one, so I turn my own one, we've got the one with the pit, and we do the same thing again. Come to here, turn our lights on. If we go to the back where the other one is, just there on the floor, press circle again, and it removes all the stuff for the pit, and there's a ladder. Now, don't be alarmed. Yours won't have water in the bottom of it unless you're on no man's land. No man's land has got a water plane that sits quite high, so when you do landscaping you can do rivers and lakes and that kind of stuff. Jim put that on the map, so you could do that specifically. That should be dry. There shouldn't be any water in that, so if you place one you shouldn't have an inbuilt swimming pool in yours. But I like that option for the ladder kind of gets put away and the cover gets put under. If you want to go for a more kind of realistic, immersive sort of experience, and then the trigger is just there. Turn the light off and we'll come back out. So these you will find under placeables and miscellaneous. The workshop is 9,500 and the French workshop with pit is 14,500. Slot counts go down from 26 and 30 to 2 for each for any subsequent one you place after that. Very nice. That's by Sphinx. Next, we've got the medium old Cowshed without pasture. This is by, I apologise if I say this wrong, WylewiskoTv, or it could be WylewiskoTv, if it's Polish maybe. This is 10 megabytes download. It is 10 slots on console. It will hold 13 cows. It is without a pasture. If we open this gate here, or this door and this door here, there are static cows in there, so when you buy your cows, nothing actually gets put in there. Your dialog box is just here for your 13 cows, buying, selling, loading or unloading. We have a drive-through feed area. The triggers for feed, water and straw are all along this section here. The water trigger was just here. It was quite narrow, I think because of where the other ones are. The feed one was more this end, straw was more that end. The water one was quite narrow. I had to kind of roll backwards and forwards a couple of times until it kind of got it just right. But these are in here all the time. There's no lighting inside. And like I said, you can have it as a drive-through. This is one of those ones with quite a low ceiling, so when you come to feed them, depending on what trailer you've got, larger trailers won't fit, and the smaller trailers that tip, you're going to potentially catch the roof. I did try with a side tip trailer, and I couldn't get the trigger to come up. As soon as I switched to a rear tip trailer, the trigger came up no problem at all. So that's just something to bear in mind if you go for this one. Around the side, we've got a milk trigger, and we have got our slurry trigger here. As far as manure goes, I didn't speed up time to check, but I think it's going to be here judging by where the other triggers are, unless it's around the other side. If I go to my menu, you'll see everything's looking great. They reach 100% productivity with just total mixed ration, but you can do combinations of the others or feed them everything if you really wanted to. That's entirely up to you. Bear with me just a second. I have sped up time to see where there we go. I was right. Sometimes I get it right. So that's where the manure appears. So yeah, milk, slurry, manure point. Not too bad. Nicely textured, nicely detailed, nice bit of weathering. It will hold 13. That's the medium old cowshed without pasture by WylewiskoTv. Moving on from there, we have got, now I'm going to say this wrong as well, this is the AgraZ or AgraZ. I think it's AgraZ. These are the AgraZ Billboards by ZoddelZockt, 4.87 megabytes download. Weirdly, 3 slots for the large one and 6 for the small one. Maybe because the small one's got a bit more detail in, sort of a rust effect, that kind of thing, but I would have thought there's more going on with that. These light up at night. So if you want to have billboards that advertise AgraZ, vehicle storage production, farm technology of the best quality, then you absolutely can. Feel free. These you'll find under decoration. Large sign, 1,500. Small sign, 500. Yeah, they're by ZoddelZockt. Moving on from there, we have got these. These I like a lot. They look brilliant. This is the Demco 22 series grain carts by EquipeModding. Oddly, they were on the mod hub, or the Farming Simulator website mod hub. I started doing the mod review, refreshed the page, and they disappeared off of there, although they are still in the game mod hub. I did also try that. I uninstalled it, came out, came back in again, thinking, has it been removed? And they were, at the time of recording this, still in there. I'm not quite sure why it did that. 34.78 megabytes download. There are 13 slots each for the first one. We've got the 1100 and we've got the 1300. That's bushels. We'll look at the capacities in a minute. Very nicely detailed, quite a few options. As you can see, we've got the Canadian flag on that one. We've got the US flag on that one. You don't have to have those, but we'll have a look at those. What I've also done on one of them, I've gone for kind of a lot of the options. That's got a chain on the front of it. That one's got the cover. I've gone for wheels. That one doesn't have the chain on the front, doesn't have a cover. And I've gone for tracks. And I think this one I went for... It's got a weigh scale and a display, and that one I didn't go for the display. Actually, what I will do is I'll drive over and put something in that because I didn't check to see if that works. There's no reason at all why I wouldn't, but these you will find under tools and auger wagons. So the 22 series 1100, 69,688 for the base version, 44,048 litres. Slot count, I said, was 13. That will go down to 1. Requires 240 horsepower, and that will do your regular auger wagon crops, including seed and fertilizer. Then the 22 series 1300 is 50,215 litres. Requires a bit more horsepower, 300 horsepower. Slot count will also go down from 13 to 1. Options are the same on both of these. It doesn't matter which one you go for. We can change the rim colour to any one of those. Main colour to anything on that palette. Decals, standard, red, USA, and then red, Canadian, and then red, back to standard. Scale, let's try and zoom in a little bit on that. Scale, no, or yes, it puts a little scale on there. And then it's scale and display, or off. Then you've got front chain, yes or no. Then wheel setup, we've got the 1250 50R32s or tracks. Those are the two options for that. And then we've got electric tarp, yes or no. Those are the options. But the electric tarp is mint. We've got a few like this. Don't get them very often. Normally it's that very like bump, 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 you know. So, open cover. Watch the animation. How well animated is that? That is cool. Brilliant. Pipe out. Goes a little bit like that. We do have the option with pipe out to adjust its angle like that. It's got quite a high pipe on it already, but we can also adjust the nozzle. So we can swing the nozzle around. Hang on, let's get that right. There we go. It's so difficult on the joystick to get that just right. There we go. So we can adjust the nozzle angle on that as well. I'm just going to whiz over and put something in that. I don't see any reason why the scales won't work. Should have put something in it on the way out. Just didn't dawn on me. Off. There we go. Scale's working. $10,076, exactly what it says on the tin. Very nice auger wagons indeed. Cool. I'll say, nicely detailed too. As you go around the whole thing, all the bolts and everything all shown. Nice. That's the Demco 22 series grain carts by EquipeModding. Moving on, we have this. Slight puzzler. This says Lizard 55111, 44.38 megabytes download, 36 slots on console. This is by Mihail. It's an 18,000 litre. I'm not sure if the scale's off a little bit on it, because that trailer behind, oh, maybe, is that a 21? I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe it's about right. Nicely detailed. Now, like I say, it says in the mod hub, the 55111. If I get into it, it says the Lizard 740. I'm not sure if those numbers are interchangeable for the particular vehicle that's modelled on. Potentially. It's a minor thing. I mean, that's what it is. That's the vehicle. You'll find this under Vehicles and Trucks. 56,490 for the base model. Like I say, 36 slots is quite high. It does take pretty much everything. 210 horsepower. It's got an 18,000 litre tipper back on it, like skip back. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette, which is the cab. Design colour does the back. We can have Lizard with the star wheel pattern. We can have Michelin with star or Euro disc. I think it's just those two, yeah, Lizard and Michelin for your tyre options. Hop in. Horn. Lights. Now those lights on the top I thought might work on beacons, but I can't get those to come on. Tip, L1, R1 and triangle. Takes pretty much everything. Nice animation, nice and smooth. Now it does have a rear trailer hitch on it, which is quite high, and it works with pin hitch trailers. It's another reason why I bought the trailer out. As you can see, so you can tow things behind it as well if you want to. First person, nice, neat and tidy inside. Not too expensive. Does a job. So we go. The Lizard 55111 by Mihail, which brings us on to the last of the mods for today. I know this has been pretty eagerly anticipated to come to console. This is the Tlx Phoenix Semi by 82 Studio. Now, As with all 82 Studio stuff, this comes absolutely rammed with options. I mean rammed. I am likely to miss something. The reason behind that being some of the options only become available with certain other options chosen. I've tried to go through every option I could find to make sure I show everything, but there's always that potential that I miss something. Apologies if I do. 41.42 megabytes download. Only 23 slots for the first one of these, and then the slot count drops. They're very nice. The detailing on them is incredible. And like I say, the options list is crazy long. Now, there are a couple of things I haven't been able to get to work. A couple of things I haven't found. Or say a couple. One thing in particular. It does say in the list, if I go down, it says rear hitch adjustable when selected on configurations. I haven't been able to find the rear hitch option anywhere. I've been through all, as far as I can tell, all the different options and couldn't find the rear hitch. It may well be there. I may have just missed it. That's, as far as I can tell, the only negative. That's the only downside I found to this. One thing as well will say, that visor, the bow tie visor, does that not make that look sad? It just looks a bit down, doesn't it? Anyway, we have got two different options on this. We have got the Cummins Big Cam 2 and we've got the Detroit D60, so the two options. Something I know not everybody likes. It comes with the Jake brake sound. It's not as loud as some we've had in the past. It's not turn-offable. But honestly, I don't mind it too much, but I just think these look great. And that, I've gone for the heavy haul on that one, and that's really long. There's sleeper cab options and all sorts of exhausts, and you'll see in a moment, but very, very cool. Well, that was a bit weird. So, under trucks as well. Price is also not too expensive. So the Tlx Phoenix CMS, the Cummins Big Cam 2, and the Tlx Detroit D60. So they are separate. But let's say 13 slots for the first one. That drops down to 2. I think, as far as I can tell, the options are identical on both of them. So I'll show you the options on one. Pretty sure the options are exactly the same on the other. I did look at both of them, so I think they're pretty much the same. Let's have a look then. So, we can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. We do have a stainless steel, a dark steel, aluminium, chrome, polished. I think I went for on the first one polished, but again, have a play around. There's quite a few options. Main colour, anything on that palette, and we've got those selections again where you've got a standard colour, a satin, and the aged is more of a kind of flat, not quite matte. I again, for me personally, I do like the satins. I think the satins look really nice. That's just a personal preference. Then design colour. I'll pick something, I'll go with the school bus new age. Nothing changes at the moment, but you'll see in a little while what changes with regard to that. So it's another one of those menus, unfortunately, it bounces backwards and forwards. Configurations we're under. Standard. We've got extension 1, which extends the whole lot out. Sorry. We've got extension 1 with sleeper cab. We've got extension 1 with sleeper cab and the top scoop wing. Then we've got extension 2, which takes out even further. Same options then after that. We've got with sleeper cab. Sorry, this is driving me mad. Sleeper cab and scoop. And then we've got heavy haul, which adds the extra axle. We do have an option to raise and lower that axle, which I think was what I went for. I've changed those wheel brands so many times, sorry. Let's go back to where we were on Phoenix. There we go. And then from heavy haul, we've got with sleeper and scoop. I think it then goes back to standard. Now, something to be aware of. Yeah, then back to 8. Oh no, the 82 Studio is a tricked out one. So that's been prepared by 82 Studio. So that's been kind of tricked out already with a few different bells and whistles on it by 82 Studio. And then I think we get in from there, we go back to standard. Now, This is what I was going to say. If we go back up, oh, these things. So go to 82 Studio and we scroll down the rest of the options. We've got wheel brand, wheel setup, decals, bumpers, lighting, engine setup. If we go up another one, let's go to the heavy haul. We go down, got the same sort of options, lighting. We've got extras and engine setup. So under certain options, you get other options thrown in. Now the weird thing is that we also then got exhaust options on there. If I go back up to, I know this is going to sound really confusing, but this is what I'm talking about, missing something. If we go across and then we go to the standard one and then go back down through the options, it adds in another one. So lighting, extras, engine setup. We've got capacity and exhaust. Now I haven't found the capacity option under any of the other options, only under standard. So on the configurations and standard, you go down, you've got a capacity option. Standard, side steps, you can have a larger tank, 1 and 2. So we've got a 340 litre, 440 litre or a 640 litre fuel capacity on those. Although that larger tank capacity 2 touches the wheels. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but it does touch into the wheels. I haven't come across that capacity option under any of the others. Now, again, going through those options, exhaust capacity, engine, extras. We'll get to extras in a bit and you'll see lighting, bumpers, mudguards, visors. I found nothing for a rear hitch at all. So I'm not sure. That could be a PC only option. It could be it hasn't come across the console. Maybe. It could be I've missed it. Apologies if I have. That's the configurations. Then we go to wheel brands. Now we were on Phoenix, which is those. So we've got Phoenix, we've got TLX, we've got lug covers, spike covers, aggro tyres, back to Phoenix. Within those, we've got some other options under wheel setup. So you've got white decals, black decals, that's inside the rims. You've got chromed, and then you've got back to white again. So that just adds a bit of an accent onto the tyre, the wheel options. If we go to TLX, we've got standard, black centre cap, heavy duty, Nokian HD, heavy duty, back to standard. Under lug covers, we've got long nuts blacked. We've got, and then back to long nuts again. I think, yeah, I told you there's a lot of options. Spike covers, we've got spikes blacked, back to spikes. Aggro tyres, just agricultural, there's no other options, just aggro tyres, and then back to Phoenix. Then we come to decals. Decals, we've got standard. We've got the Wyoming Cowboy, which puts a cowboy in the front there next to the Phoenix logo. So that's standard. That's with the Wyoming Cowboy. Then we have the Houston 1. That is your design colour. So whatever design colour you choose, that's what that will come up as. We've got Houston 2, which puts some extra trim in that colour around the bottom. And then we've got Houston 3. And then I think we go back to standard. We do. That's decals. We've then got visors and mirrors. Let's back out a little bit. So we've got standard. We've got stock fender mirrors, stock hood mirrors, drop visor with fender mirrors, drop visor with hood mirrors. You've then got the bow tie visor with fender mirrors, with hood mirrors. We've then got drop visor painted, again with those wing mirror options, bow tie painted with those options, and then back to standard. Then we go to mudguards. Mudguards black, mudguards white. So you can see that Phoenix logo on the mudguards a little bit clearer on the white. We can then go full, which puts the metal over the top. Second full, which is a smoother version. Then we got split, half fender. Then we go to coloured, so you've got painted versions of, and then back to black mudguards. That's the mudguards option. Then bumpers, we've got stock. We've got stock with wide markers, custom with wide markers, Aussie bumper with bull bars, back to stock again. Now, like I say, there could be other options that you choose further on that could amend some of these options, and it gets a little bit complicated finding them all. I hope I've found them all. have a play around with it. There's going to be other configurations you're going to really like. Then we come to lighting. So we've got lighting standard. We've got side markers, which puts lighting around various bits. Actually, if I go to... Oh, bit of thunder. That's always nice. I'm sure Farm Dog's going to hate that. He doesn't like it very much at all. So, side markers, put some chicken lights down the bottom. And again, I think on various different options, it puts them elsewhere on the cab. I think it puts them on the back here as well. Yeah, we need to go back up one. Hang on. We need the sleeper cab, I think. There we go. Let's do that. I told you it would make a difference. So, come back off. That's standard. That's got side markers, and the side markers puts those ones on the back of the cab, on the sleeper cab as well. Then we've got side markers with white underglow, blue underglow, green underglow, orange underglow, purple underglow, red underglow, side markers, and Phoenix. I think lights up the Phoenix on the back. So you can have that Phoenix lights up too. Again, with all the different underglows underneath the vehicle. 82 Studio. Oh man, it's unreal. And then back to standard. So that's the lighting. Extras. Standard. Rack with work lights. Now, obviously, if you've gone for the Phoenix that lights up and side lights and stuff on the back, like side markers on the back of that sleeper cab, if you then put the headache rack, or not the headache rack, but yeah, the cab protection rack, that blocks all that out. So you can have it with work lights, you can have it with emergency bar and extra lights on there as well, which can be swiveled. You can then have a forestry rack on there, and back to standard. Again, no option for a rear hitch on there. Then engine setup. We've got the Tlx 9000, 485 horsepower. The T9425 at 585 horsepower. The 525 at 650. And then the T9525 Spec X at 1100 horsepower. Plenty of grunt. Then exhausts. Get ready for this. Stock. Straight with flappers. Straight angled. Stacks high, stack angled, 30 degree, 45 degree, 70 degree, angled high, 30 degree, 45, 70, twin, then through all the same options again, flappers and straight angled and twin stacks. I think I went for the twin stacks because I thought that looks mean. And then we got all the various different angled options again then, and then high, there we go, and then the 30, 45, 70. Back to stock. So those are the options, but then obviously within other options you get that one that says capacity, and you know, I haven't found the one that does a rear hitch. I may have missed it, and if I have, apologies. Have a fiddle around because it's copying there somewhere. I know it's a lot to take in, and when you actually get out and actually look at the vehicle, so like I say, that one went for heavy haul with the sleeper cab unit but without the scoop. This one I went with the sleeper cab. That's the slightly shorter. I think that's extension 1 because it hasn't got the third axle, has got the scoop, twin stacks like that. That one's got the fat stacks, which I think is absolutely brilliant. What did I go from the back? I'm trying to think. That one I went for the rack, and that one's got the strobe bar and work lights. That one hasn't because I wanted to show that off as well. What else have we got? That one I went for hood mounted mirrors. That one wing mounted mirrors. That one's got the bow tie visor. That one hasn't. That's the Phoenix wheels. That one was Agra's. So yeah, I mean a plethora. I think that one is I'm pretty sure that one's the Cummins big cam, and that one's the D60, I think so. Animation for doors opening and closing when you get in. But L1 and X opens the doors, so you can have them open. Horn. Let's start it up. Lights. So see all the lights it does say to be driven at night. And if you get one of the TLX trailers that has all the chicken lights and side lights, wow. See the underglow as well? Red underglow. You don't have to have all those options. Put those on again. Let the Phoenix lights up, the light on the back. I know it's probably all a bit much, but that is rolling coal. That is really chucking some stuff out. But hopefully you'll hear the jake brake isn't too bad. It's there, but not horrendous. And I'm driving with the doors open. I do apologise. So what we're going to do is, let's just open up the help menu because there are a load of options. So L1 and X opens and closes the doors. L1 and right stick, let's get this right. L1 and right stick side to side moves the fifth wheel on the back, your semi-trailer attacher. But weirdly, L1 and right stick up and down, I couldn't find an option that's moving. Now again, that could be down to various options you pick within the other configurations, so there could well be something that will adjust on that. I haven't found what that is. Then R1 and right stick up and down. What did that do? Oh, that does the. Yeah, if you go for the heavy haul with the third axle, that raises and lowers that. So R1 and right stick up and down raises and lowers that third axle. Then we get to the actual, let's we go in cab, let's have a look in cab. The detail in here is amazing. If you open the doors, you'll see the interior lights come on. Please work. There we go. Interior lights come on. Now, windows. L1, R1, side to side. Was up and down? Up and down. Up and down does the windows. And that does both. So it's not one for the left, one for the right. That will wind your windows up and down. But again, L1, R1 and right stick side to side, I can't find what that does on this version. I'm sure one of those options on the other version does the rear work lights. We'll have a check on that in a second. So like I say, absolute ton of options. The mirrors all work. I did get a little bit, you see that? There's a little bit of pixelation every now and again, here and there. Let's hop out of that one and let's see if I can get the configuration to work on. So that one. So this is the D60. Those horns are absolutely crazy. So we put lights on. I went for the purple. I don't know why I went for the purple under that. So rear work lights, and then is it L1, R1, right stick side to side. There we go. So L1, R1, right stick up and down does the windows. See the window going up down there? Maybe. Yep. And then side to side, adjust your work lights, your rear work lights, if you've got them on that configuration. So I think that other configuration I couldn't find under L1 and right stick side to side does that fifth wheel on the back. Up and down will probably do something else. I think it's related to the rear hitch that I haven't found. Potentially, that's what it is. As usual, wow. I mean, okay, the megabyte download is 41.42, but 23 slots. For all of those options you get on there, all the stuff you can do with it, the price isn't bonkers either. If you got to like an 1100 horsepower, that's still pretty good. In that range of TLX vehicles and the 82 Studio gear, it's another brilliant mod. I know it's not going to be for everyone. That's my own personal opinion. And to put it into contrast, 41.42 megabyte download, that one was 44.38. It just puts it into perspective when you think about it like that. But that is it for today. Monday mods. Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.